Hey, second grade, we are back and we are still talking about where animals live, and we are going to go over 4 main environments that animals live in today. So, while we are discussing this, I want to tell you about your question that I want you to answer when you're all done watching this. So, if you are a biologist, where would you want to study animals? Just in case you're wondering, a biologist is a person who studies life. So, person who studies life. So, bio meaning life and ology meaning the study of. So, if you are a person who studies life and how life works and all that kind of stuff, and animals and plants and all those kind of fun things, where would you, out of these 4 places that we're going to talk about today, where would you most want to be researching? Where would you want to go to find out all these things about how life works? So, I will tell you my answer at the end also, because I think this is a pretty fun one. I'm kind of torn a little bit. Like, I want to do one, but then I don't want to do this one, so it's like, okay. Anyway, let's get into it. So we're on page 98 and 99. It's a fun set of numbers. I don't know why. But anyway, let's go ahead and get into it. I have my special little assistant over here. She is reading all about frog life cycles. And you can't, wait, maybe you can tell she's laying on the dog. Say hi, Delilah. You say hi? No. She literally just woke up and snuck in here with me. So, good morning. All right. Ocean. An ocean is a habitat. An ocean has salt water. An ocean is large and deep. Many different plants and animals live in the ocean. They get what they need from their habitat. Yes, baby girl. These fish find the food they need in the coral reef. So you can see this in this picture, right? The coral is actually alive too. I don't know how many of you know that. So coral is a living thing. It's not just like a hard, cool shaped rock. And then these fish, again, get what they need. We also know some things from Finding Nemo, right? They also can provide shelter. They can provide food and all kinds of things. And so now the first question we're going to answer is how these fish get what they need, right? So where are you? Go play with it on the other side. Sorry. Right? So where are they getting what they need? From the reef. You're right. The coral reef. And then we move on to desert. Deserts are dry habitats. Some plants and animals can live in the desert. Food and water can be hard to find in the desert. Do you like hearing her tribe? It's cute, right? Cactuses and camels live in some deserts. Cactuses can hold water in their stalks and roots. Fat in its hump helps a camel live in dry places. They also can drink an impressive amount of water in a short amount of time. All right, so I'm moving my camera a little bit now. All right, so it says underline how a cactus can live with very little water. Where do they store that water? If we look at this sentence again, it says cactuses can hold water in their stalks and roots. All right, there are actually a lot of plants aside from just cactus that can do that, and it's interesting because they will actually start to kind of shrivel up. Like they'll start to get kind of like wrinkly and like sad looking just before, well, not just before it rains, but as they're starting to lose water, because generally rain will be coming to water them and fill them back up and plump them up. Because rain still does happen in the desert, just not as often as it does in other places. A wetland. This one's pretty interesting. A wetland is mostly covered with water. Plants that need a lot of water grow in a wetland. Plants and animals depend on one another to get what they need in a wetland. Animals eat plants or other animals in a wetland. This alligator eats fish that live in the water. And if we're looking at this picture, right, there's like I believe that's a massive amount of roots, right, that are like right in the water. So how might those fish in there use these roots to get what they need, right? So we know that the alligator is going to be trying to eat those fish. But if I were a fish, I would try like hanging out in the tighter spaces of the roots, because then the alligator will not be able to get me as easily, right? So one of the ways that they get what they need is shelter in the wetlands, right? And from those plant structures that are there. All right, she found a tiny piece of crusty Play-Doh. Be impressed. All right, and last one, the rainforest. The rainforest is a wet habitat. It gets a lot of rain. Many trees grow tall to get sunlight. Yeah, there's a sloth. Short plants get little or no sunlight. No? What are you looking at? The alligator?
Mama.
Oh, that's a mom. That's me. Okay. Short plants get little or no sunlight, which is actually, fun fact, where we get a lot of the plants that we grow in our houses, right? So house plants, because our homes do not get nearly as much light as outside does. Even if it's like literally right outside the window, the amount of light that they get outside is so much more than they would get inside, that many of our plants that we might have in our homes actually come from rainforests, like so tropical areas where they have pretty dense shrubbery. Cool, right? Many different animals live in the rainforest. Animals find food and shelter in the rainforest. This sloth gets what it needs from the rainforest. Now, this is a very interesting picture of a sloth because it is not hanging out, right? It is not hanging upside down in this picture.
Mom.
There, it's so cute, right?
Oh, cute.
Yeah, the sloth is cute. All right, and so it says, look at the picture. Circle one thing the sloth needs. I don't know how much you know about sloths, but sloths exclusively eat leaves. Yeah. I would say it also needs the tree in order to live, because, right, that's where sloths live. So there's a couple of things. Yeah, are those the leaves that it's going to eat?
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. So, on to my answer. So, oh gosh, this is a really hard one for me, you guys. I want to Yeah. So my initial thought was, of course, the rainforest. There's so many different kinds of plants and animals that live in the rainforest, and some of my favorite animals live in the rainforest, like this guy right here. But at the same time, I wouldn't say that I'm like afraid, but very large bugs kind of creep me out. And the rainforest is home to some of the largest insects on Earth. And, you know, I'm a human, so I'd have to be walking around on the ground. And it's hot and wet. But I'd also want to protect myself, so I got to be wearing long pants and long sleeves and turtleneck stuffs. And I don't know if I'm ready for that. I don't know. So then my other thought was, I think my second choice, which would be like my real choice, would probably be the desert, honestly. Just because it is such an unforgiving landscape, and I'm amazed at animals and plants that can survive on so little, right? I mean, the rainforest, like, it's chock full of stuff. There's stuff everywhere you turn, right? Of course animals can survive there, but the desert, now that is kind of fascinating to me. Plus, I love warm weather. Hi! And so that's my answer, and I would love to hear what you would like to do. Thank you, Delilah. She's so helpful. All right, we'll see you guys next time. Bye.